Trill, but I went out there and got 2 touchdowns, though. All right. So Meech's story, we start off with him and Loco. Now, him and Loco, they have built a bond. Loco is really trustworthy. And he's like, look, Meech, you really been putting in this work. We getting this dope from the West Coast. We making it happen. We doing what ain't no one else doing. You know what I mean? We making history. We making history. Now, Meech is rolling it up and he hitting that motherfucker. Oh, shit, what the hell this is? But they ended up getting a phone call. Now, this pilot was from Cena, but he speaks English. So, Loco's right-hand man ain't really good with English. And he's like, man, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. He could be a Fed, though. So, Meech is like, let me talk to him. And the reason Meech wants to talk to him is because Meech understands how the game is. And what I mean by that is Meech asked him one simple thing. Do you want the money up front or will you take the money later? And the reason he said that is because the feds, they always try to do a hand-to-hand transaction. Meaning, if I have dope, if you're going to sell to an undercover, they want to make sure that you get the money so they can show that you actually sold product. You see what I'm saying? So if he has dope and you're buying it from him, they want the money at the same time so it'll be documented. Because if not, and you get the money later, you could just say that money was for anything. So once he says the money is coming later, we know that it isn't feds because the feds have to do hand-to-hand transactions every single time because they need to document everything that's going on. So now Meech got the information and it's a private airport with a private jet and it's from Cena's pilot. So Loco is like, damn, okay. We didn't know that, Meech. Thank you for filling us in on this information. Now, Meech has been around the game for a while and he's like, hey, this is how it's done. And like OT said, you do got to smoke before everything, to be honest with you. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do to survive. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying what I did was all right. Making it through the jungle was a day-to-day fight. You know what I mean? But now, we're supposed to be getting 250 bricks. After this, Meech is doing some. Well, this is the 90s. So this is the 90s. I was born in the 80s, but I wasn't getting no cutty until like the late 90s. You know what I'm saying? Well, not even the late 90s, like early 2000s. So I don't really know how the game went back then. But Meech drives back home, and we know that Angel's been kicking it over at the crib. Angel's over at the crib, and he pulls up to the house, and I'm like, okay. He pulls up to the house, drop top. Now, see, Angel's a little bit different. Angel ain't like Marquisha. Angel is grateful for an opportunity to have a house where she ain't got to pay for a damn thing. Meech shows up with some roses, or no, these ain't roses. I don't know what these are, but he shows up and he's like, hey, what's going on? You good? She said, you like the view? Like, yeah. Yeah, I am liking the view. Now he's like, listen, I got to dip out, right? You know what I'm saying? I got to head down to Detroit. She's like, what you got to do? He's like, I got to handle some business. I got to handle some business. She's like, oh, well, I'm going to go back to Greenie's house. And she starts to say, well, you know, I never had a house or anything, just this backpack. And, you know, I've been living out of here. And Greenie was the only one that gave me an opportunity. And Meech is like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You got to know your worth. You got to start dancing and making all your money. You ain't going to get no more than Greenie. She's like, oh, but Meech, I don't know no better. I ain't shit without Greenie. He said, no. You need to start taking advantage of what God gave you, your God-given talent, girl. You need to start shaking what your mama gave you and keeping your dollars. She said, but if you're going back to Detroit, what am I going to do? What if Greenie comes looking for me? He said, ain't no one going to come looking for you, baby. I'm going to have niggas outside. I'm going to have them shooters. You know how I get down. I want you to stay here. I want you to relax. But I still want you to be a stripper, though. I still want you to go out there and get that money, but I want you to relax. You got my sweater on? She said, yeah, it was laying on the floor. Well, Meech says, I'm about to head out to Detroit. She says, well, let me give you something to miss. And she gets ready to give him a little bit of fellatio. That nigga Meech say, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When you gave me head, I started giving the girl kisses. I said, whoa, 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 Meech, whoa, slow down. Meech, whoa, brother, whoa, 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 whoa. 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 Meech. Time out. Time out. Meech, whoa, 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 whoa. She's about to go down on Meech, and me said, wait a minute, and started kissing her? We just got her from the club last night. She was just with Greenie. She was just making some green in the club. Lord knows what went down. What did y'all do to my boy Meech in episode 4 of season 3? Who is this guy? Who is this nigga Meech? This is not the same Meech we watched for the last 23 episodes. This is not the same Meech that we watched for the last 2 and almost a half seasons. This is not the same Meech that we. Who is this guy? This can't be Meech. This has to be Demetrius Flennory. This cannot be Meech. Who is this guy? This is no longer Big Meech. This is no longer Meech. Episode 4, we need to putting it down right now. Episode 4 is called The Return of Demetrius. Episode 4 is The Return of Demetrius. This is not Meech. There's no way you can tell me that this is Big Meech. We have not watched him for 20 episodes and then 3 episodes this season, and then this nigga turns into this. Kissing hands. She about to don't. We watched this nigga Meech knock a stripper down in the strip club to turn this nigga into kissing strippers that are about to suck them up. Who wrote this? Who did this to Demetrius? Who did this to Demetrius? Don't tell me this is how my niggas in Detroit are getting down. Don't tell me that shit. Don't tell me this is. Oh man, I'm not believing this for 1 minute. I told y'all episode 4 does not exist. This episode does not. Who is this nigga, man? Who infiltrated Big Meech and is an imposter? Who is this guy? There's no way that this is my nigga Meech. I'm not going for this. Who is this? This is Demetrius, y'all. Episode 4, Return of Demetrius. Meech isn't supposed to be a gentleman. He invited a stripper with no house to his house and told her she could stay here and be a stripper and not give any money to Greenie. That's gentleman enough. She's forever in debt to this nigga. Did we forget that this motherfucker works for Greenie? That this motherfucker's sole purpose is to be a soul snatcher to niggas with money in the club and bring the money back to Greenie? Did we forget who this, no disrespect, Angel, this slower is? Remember, she even told Meech, why'd you invite me out if I don't bring no money back? Like, nigga, who did it to my dog Meech, man? Who did this to Meech? She's like, I should give you something to remember me by or to miss me. I'm like, oh, okay. Right damn. I'm definitely gonna miss that. But that nigga said, no. Give me a kiss. And then, just like his daddy, raw dog Meech. Raw dog Meech. Oh, man. All right. So next time we see Meech, Meech returns back to the crib Dola. Hey, chill, OT. I'm trying to get through this, man. We already wasted 10 minutes. All right. So Meech ends up showing up, and Terry, he's upset because Terry, he's trying to run things the way he wants to run it. But when Meech shows back up, Meech is like the big dog. Meech is the man on the block. Meech is, hey, the king is back. The king is back. Hey, shout out to Meech, man. My kids are dripped down in Gucci thanks to Uncle Meech. So Meech is like, hey, Terry, what's going on? One-eyed Terry. He's like, nigga, I'm back. But let me tell you something, man. He pulls Terry off to the side. Everyone's showing him love, but he's like, hey, listen, we got a new shipment coming in. But the thing is, Loco don't really mess with you. Loco don't really mess with you because your first impression was on some bullshit. You telling him you El Jefe, Holmes, but you not El Jefe. You know I'm El Jefe. You El Jefe Junior. You the underboss. So he's like, listen, we got to make this right, man. We got to go get this money. We got to move these bricks some way, somehow. So One-Eyed Terry is kind of upset. He's like, damn, man, they showing this nigga Meech all kinds of love. They showing Meech all kinds of love. They ain't show me no love like that, man. The hood ain't got no love for me. Well, Meech got to keep it moving. The next time we see Meech is when he goes and talks to his daughters. Now, we haven't seen the kids. They've been living with their grandma, little Zoe and little TT. Now, Meech is saying that Monique would be proud of her daughters. Well, of course. But do you guys believe that? I just want to ask this so we can all know if we're on the same page or not. Do you believe that Monique is in heaven or hell? Is she looking down or looking up at her kids? Because, I mean, she was a crackhead. I mean, she was out here wilding out with Lamar. So do you guys think she's looking up on her kids or she's looking down on her kids? Because I don't know. I don't know how she was living, where she would go from there. I mean, we still don't know if Zoe is Lamar's or not. I mean, they're saying it's Meech's, but Lamar told us that it was his kid, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know too many brothers that claim kids that ain't theirs. You know what I mean? Unless it's for tax purposes. But I don't know too many brothers that are going to do that. You know what I mean? Kendall said hell for sure. If Kendall say that, then well, Zoe is saying I want to be a lawyer just like my mom. I hope she don't want to be a junkie like her mom, just a lawyer. But we're not gonna talk bad on the dead, even though the dead did some faulty shit. But Meech is like, listen, whatever y'all need, I got y'all. I'm gonna make sure y'all good. I'm gonna make sure you go to the best school. I'm always gonna do whatever needs to be done. I got y'all. Little TT over there making a mess. She got the little bomb pop. But it's cool that we get to see the kids. I know some of us were wondering, hey, are we ever gonna see them? But Meech showed back up and he talked to the kids. Now they don't go over Lucille and Charles's house at all. They just go and hang with their grandparents. Now that's a good move because it's already a full house over there and it's very, very dysfunctional. So just seeing grandma, let's say $2,500, $3,000 a month is pretty much. I mean, that's a lot of money back then. Because we said what, $4,000 back then is like 11,000. So $3,000 is roughly like $8,500, $9,000. Yeah, send grandma like $3,000 a month. You good to go with the kids. Now we already went over what happened with the pilot. Meech shows up, and neither one of them have seen each other. We've seen the 2,500 bricks in there, but Meech thought it was going to be 250. Now, this is a Cessna. I forgot what number, but there's 250 bricks in here. Now, I'm trying to figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 10. Ooh, wrong thing. Let's get this math together. 8 times 10. If we do in rows of that, that'd be 80. 2,500 divided by 80 would be 31 rows. So we can't go 31 rows across. So it's probably, let's just say it's 15 across, 15 bricks across times, let's just say 10 down. That'd give us 150. 2,500 bricks divided by 150. That'll give us 16 rows. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 16 rows, but it's probably some on the ground. Yeah, that's about right. 2,500 bricks on here. That's a lot, though. Now I can see them doing like 1,000 easily, but we'll just go with the 2,500. Now, there was a misinterpretation during the translation that it was supposed to be 250. Well, it turned out to be 2,500 bricks in this motherfucker. I'm talking about packed. Meech is looking like, God. The pilot said, yeah, I still got to go to my hotel now. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about my hotel. I got to go to the hotel. So you need to figure this out. So what does he do? He calls Terry. Hey, Terry, I need you. I need you to get as many bus boys as possible. I need a bigger kitchen because we got more plates than a little bit. We got more dinners that need to be served than we were expecting. So I need all cooks, all sous chefs. I need everybody on deck expeditiously right now. This is a 911. We got 2,500 cakes and we only ordered 250. So they got to do what they got to do. Now, what I didn't understand was Meech didn't have he pulled up in the car. First of all, that car wasn't going to be able to move 250 bricks at all. So he has to go next door and he sees a guy with a van and he's like, hey, bro, I got like $5,000. You want to make some extra money? The dude is just like you and I. He's like, man, I don't know, nigga. But then that bankroll came out. When that bankroll came out, I was like, well, now you kind of talking my language. You know what I mean? Now you kind of talking my language. So he decides to give Meech the van. Now, will 2,500 bricks fit in this van? I highly doubt it if 2,500 bricks were sent over on a plane. But this is TV and we'll make it work. So Meech hands him a stack and is like, hey, did you see me? He's like, hell no. See who? Do what? Know who? See what? I don't know nothing. So Meech is like, bet. Now, the only thing I didn't get, though, was why was Meech carrying these bricks back and forth? Like, why didn't Meech just reverse the van up as close as he could to the side of the plane where you can just toss the bricks over and then you can rearrange them? Like, Meech was over here walking 5-6 bricks at a time while the pilot was just sitting there watching, talking about, man, my hands full. Man, I would have parked that van right back to the side of that damn plane, and we would have been kicking them bricks out of there. Man, ain't no way I'm carrying this. This is 5,500 pounds, y'all. 55, it's like 55, 5511 or something. I think that's what 2,500 pounds, 2,500 kilos is. kg to lbs. 2,500 pounds. I'm pretty sure it's like 5511 or something. Let me see. 2,500 kilos. Yeah, 5511. This nigga moved 5,511 pounds by himself. That's dedication right there. Now, I'm not saying he didn't do it, but dog, I would have reversed the van over there. This nigga Meech is dedicated, and he's doing it in a Gucci jacket. That's another level right there. That's another level of bossing up. So we got to give Meech an A+ on this. The dedication to move 2,500 bricks by yourself while doing it in Gucci. While doing it in Gucci. Now, we've already went over this in the intro. This is what we call relays. This is what we call relay. Relay, you know what I'm saying? However you want to put it. Relay snitching. Relay snitching. Well, they end up getting followed by Detective Bryant, but they didn't know that until they showed up here and Meech seen Detective Bryant. Now, 2,500 bricks, you should know we can't stop anywhere. But the pilot, he's like, I'm white, and if anything goes down, they're just going to put it on Meech. He's the driver. He kidnapped. Well, when Brian shows up, Meech sees this and he's like, oh shit, we got a problem. He already didn't want to stop, but the pilot had to use the bathroom. And remember, the pilot is one of the most important people because he does have the plane. And without that plane, we not getting anywhere. We ain't getting anywhere on time. We ain't moving no bricks. We ain't making no money. We ain't getting nothing achieved. So while the pilot is indoors, Meech devises a plan where he calls the pilot up. This is all facts. We don't have to go in depth on this. Meech calls the pilot, tells the pilot, I got a plan. What I need you to do is talk to the police officers. Tell them that there's a station wagon out front with a black bald head guy that's been following us for several miles. Tell them that you feel uncomfortable and you're not safe. Your life is in danger. You feel that he is trying to rob you because you are a pilot. And once you turned in here, he's been staking you out. Now, the pilot does that. And after that happens, the sheriffs, they go outside. What do? They start to harass Detective Bryant. They even tell him to put his hands on the steering wheel. Put your hands where my eyes can see. And then they tell him to get out of the vehicle because he said that he was a cop, even though he didn't have a badge. They find a gun on the floor. And as they do that, they throw him against the wall and Meech drives off and says, ha, ha, ha. That'll teach you to fuck with Meech. I had the perfect plan to get your ass arrested. Now, Detective Bryant is arrested all because of some relay snitching. Some relay snitching. Some relay snitching. Some relay snitching. Now, after this, Meech goes ahead and drops these bricks off. Meech drops the bricks off, pulls up to the crib. Hey, what's happening? 2,500 of them things. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. My name is Mo.J. We on the clock. Right now, we talking about Big Meech, and they're dropping off bricks to Terry, and they got to move these 2,500 bricks faster than they ever have and for a lower price than they ever had because they got to impress Loco. Back to the story. Now, Meech pulls up, and Terry's like, damn, you made that shit. And Meech is like, yeah, but it was a crazy ass trip, though, man. We had Brian telling us, and Terry already said, man, Brian and Henry, they've been out here wilding out. But Meech's like, nah, I had a plan, and we got Detective Bryant locked up. Yeah, Detective Bryant is in jail, and we hear Terry joke about it. Man, that'd be crazy if him and his son Kevin are sharing jail cells. Like, damn, that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. But it's a part of the game, man. Don't you know it's the way of life? However do you want it? Because I'm about to bring it. Oh, baby, can't stop the stunting. No, no. Yeah. Well, now we got to work. We got to work and we dropping the work off. You know what time it is. It's time to get this money, y'all. Time to get this money. Yeah, Meech's story is flowing smoothly. So what's next for Meech? Oh, yeah. So we see the packs are moving and we finally get to see them counting money. Now, this picture right here, this was in the original trailer. If you guys remember the original trailer for BMF, they did show this scene right here. Well, we're just showing the money on the table. But we didn't know whether they were in Detroit or where they in Atlanta or where they were at. But now we find out that they're in Detroit and we learn how to stack this money. Now, there was a poet that's in jail right now on a RICO, and he had a song and went something like this. My nigga stack that money just to spend it. Cause when you die, you cannot take it with you. Yeah, baby, if you ain't beefing about the money, what's the problem? Zooville. Now, if you want to effectively stack your money, what you need to do is do $1,000. You count up 1,000. Ha 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 ha. One band. And with the $1,000, you put one rubber band around the middle. Now, once you get 5 $1,000 stacks, you take 2 rubber bands and you rubber band around each end. Then you stack that 5,000 on top of another 5,000, and we have $5,000 bundles. That's how Meech and Terry counted their money and they stacked their money up. Now, these two, they depended on counting money by hand because it's one is more accurate, and two, it's just so much better counting that money with your hands. Using the money counter, yeah, it's all right. But if you count it by hand, it's like, yeah, I deserve each and every dollar that I got. So you got $1,000 stacks, $5,000 bundles. Okay. Now that's how I'm about to start counting my money up. $1,000, one rubber band. See, when I was growing up, I used to put $100 in one rubber band. And then I would do $1,000 in 2 rubber bands. I wasn't getting money like that as a kid. But $1,000 stack, $5,000 bundles. And then they taught everybody the game. Oh, let me see something. Let's just get a rough estimate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 10. $50,000 rows, well, $50,000 columns, 50, 100, 150, 250. Well, no. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. Then they got $250,000 cash right here, not including the other money that got in. Like, I don't have cash on me. I usually don't ever have cash on me unless I'm about to go do something. But yeah, I mean, if I do, shit, I'm trying to think. The last time I had, well, when I moved in, I gave them. When I moved in here, I gave them 8,500 cash, but I had that shit in 2 envelopes. I didn't have it wrapped up. But the thing over here, I had 500 euro bills, so I wasn't like I didn't have too many bills. I had 500 bills. Yeah, I think I had 5,000 and 500s, and the rest was in hundreds. That's one thing I like about Europe, man. The euro. Yeah, you get your little 500 piece. You know what I mean? You get your little 500 piece. You don't need no Honduns. We doing 500s and 200s over here. Oh, these are 2002. They selling them for $1,099. What is it? Two of them for $1,099? Ain't no way I'm buying one for no fucking $1,099. Like these shits is worth something. Euro bank note from 2002 has a PIC number P for it's uncirculated, so it's $1,000. Well, 1,100. Do I have a question? Yeah, I got a question. Damn, I might buy one of these, $1,099 for uncirculated 500 euro. Let me keep this website open. I'm gonna have to go look at that a little bit later on. Yeah, 250 is a lot of money, but they got 2,500 bricks. Do I buy stocks monthly? No, I don't buy monthly. So, uh, I mean, I got my shit that I do buy, but of course, I got my foundation like my Tesla, Apple, Google, Microsoft. I'm waiting for Nvidia to split. Chipotle is supposed to do a 50-to-1 split. They are like 2,900. That's gonna split down to like 50. When that splits down to like $58, $60, I'm gonna put about $10,000, maybe $15,000 into Chipotle because they be moving for some reason. I need Nvidia to do a split, and then I got AMD, but I don't buy monthly. I'm about to get into some ETFs, and I'll start like once on probably like June, July. I'll get back into ETFs, and I'll start putting that in there. But they over here and they teaching people how to count the money up. All right, let's speed this up so we don't got everybody. Meech and Terry have their differences in how they actually want to operate and move throughout the city. But Meech continues to tell him, man, I'm looking for the bigger picture, bro. I'm looking at how we can make a name for ourselves and keep this thing going. Because that's all that it really matters is we make a name for ourselves. You looking at the small picture. You looking at cartoons. I'm at the movie theater, Terry. I'm front row at the movie theater, the IMAX. I'm out here doing it big, man. SCHD. I'll look into that. Look into I think it's TQQQ or QQQ. One of them. I'll let you know which one. But that motherfucker doing numbers. Now the two brothers, they're looking at stuff from different angles. Meech is like, man, Detroit is cool. I'm trying to go back to Atlanta. You should come down there with me. But Terry has a lot. We're going to talk about Terry's story next when it comes to the CPS. He's like, man, let me handle all of this, and then we'll worry about that next. So he's like, all right, cool. But Terry says, hey, before you dip, we having dinner at the house. Now, we already know what happened at the house. Not much really went down for Meech as far as him saying much. He showed up. So we'll go straight to Roland showing up. Now, Roland shows up to the crib. Remember, he has a key to the house. Scorpion versus Sonya Blade. 94 seconds. Somebody getting their ass whooped. They got the Zenith TV on channel 3. That's the only way you can turn the game on channel 3. What is it? 2:15 in the morning? Nikki ain't got school in the morning. She definitely grown now. Oh no, I do a little bit of crypto too. Like when Doge was first going off, I made like 14,000 off of Doge, but I sold out of it. I see it going up. I got 0.5, no, I got 0.43 Bitcoin. So that's been doing shit. I got some Ethereum. I think I got like 4 Ethereum. I got like 4 Ethereum, and then I got Ethereum Classic, but I don't really do too much, and I just let that shit sit. But Roland shows up and he says, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm out the game, bro. I got a family now. I got to make sure that everything is good with them. I can't really be out here wilding out with y'all. And they're like, man, we understand that. We understand that and we respect it. But plus, you live across the street, so if we ever really need you, we'll be able to come and get in touch with y'all. Do you think it was a good idea for Roland to get out the game? Oh yeah, Salona or Solana, however you pronounce it, that shit was doing good. That move jumped like hell. But he gets out the game, and the last thing we see is Stacks. Now I know a lot of people been saying, "Hey man, Mo, what you think about Stacks?" And at first, I fuck with 2 Chainz, but man, Stacks ain't 2 Chainz, man. He calls up and he's like, "Hey, look, I want to apologize, man, on some G shit, on some player shit, man to man. I apologize, and I heard you putting everybody else on, and I want to get back in the game." So Meech is like, "Yeah, we can put you back in the game, but it ain't because I want to put you back in the game. It's off the strength of Ty Washington." But it turns out Stacks is actually in the vehicle with Glock. And Glock is like, "Listen, if you get rid of Terry and Meech, I'll get rid of Remy Ransom for you." Now, that don't sound like a fair exchange for me. That don't sound like a fair exchange for me. Remy Ransom can be touched. Y'all already been killing Remy Ransom people. Why don't y'all get Meech and Terry? I can probably get rid of Remy Ransom myself. Meech and Terry is going to be a tougher feat for me, man. Like, they got the cartel on their side. But Stacks is working with Glock, and it don't look like they really have a good relationship because Glock is basically saying this guy is stupid as a donkey. So Stacks don't understand them speaking Creole, and he's in the vehicle like me, like, what'd he say? Nobody knows what's going on in the car, but Glock and them like, fuck that. So Meech is potentially about to get set up by Stacks, and they might take Meech out, man. I don't know. I can't even predict this. I don't know if they're going to take Meech out or not. I hope he survives this season, though. I hope. Do y'all think that Meech is going to survive, or they going to take Meech out, man? Be real. Be real with me right now. Don't BS me. Don't BS me right now. Do y'all think Meech is going to make it, or they going to take Meech out, y'all? Y'all think Meech is going to get, they going to take Meech out? Oh, no, not my nigga Meech. Not my nigga Meech, man. No. Kimmy said he'll make it. Oh, thank you. That takes a lot of weight off my shoulder, knowing that Meech might make it out of this, y'all. Okay, good. Okay, my prediction is Meech is going to make it. So y'all put me down. Y'all put me down as my prediction is Meech is going to make it. Put me down for that. I don't want y'all to say that I didn't believe.